Yo, what's going on? DeltaNien here, and today we have something, that's for sure. This is probably the most interesting team, or I guess most off-the-wall team that I think I've ever featured, if I'm being honest. But I kind of think I understand what's going on. We have some strategy here. We have Leafeon Ninetales, which is obviously like... You got Solar Blade, which is very strong. Leafeon actually has a surprisingly high attack stat. And Chlorophyll, doubling its speed, it's just going to be very fast, very strong. And you could use that for fake tiers, so that Heat Wave and Heat Blast do a lot of damage. You can use it for knockoffs and knock off potential annoying items, like Assault Vest or something. Or you could just Solar Blade for damage. And then we have Ninetales here, which is Wide Lens, Heat Wave, Fire Blast, and Hypnosis with Terra Flying. Terra Flying could synergize with our little Doug trio we got over there, but we'll get onto that later. And I feel like the last Pokemon of the Leafeon Ninetale core is Malamar. Malamar's interesting because it gets Contrary. So Superpower is going to be boosting its attack and defense. It has Topsy-Turvy, so there's things you could do with that on this team. But you could fake tiers your own Malamar and try to have a leftovers Malamar that's just spamming superpowers and getting fake tiered and just stacking up infinite attack, defense, and special defense and just hope it doesn't get crit. So I feel like that kind of rounds off the Leafeon Malamar Ninetales core. And then the other three are kind of their own core. You have Telepathy Noivern with Air Slash Draco Meteor Tailwind. And with how fast Noivern is, I feel like even though it doesn't have Prankster, with the Covert Cloak, it's pretty much always going to be able to get its Tailwind off. We have Dedenne here, which can just spam Discharges next to Noivern because of Telepathy. And it can also spam Discharges next to Dugtrio, so I think that's kind of one of the synergies is Noivern, Dedenne, Dugtrio. You spam your Discharge, and with Dugtrio you go for like Iron Heads or Stomping Tantrums. Or if it's next to Noivern, you could just spam Earthquakes. And even if you Terra Steel with Noivern, you're still going to be immune to Earthquake. But if you bring Leafeon Ninetales and Malamar, I feel like Noivern is a very solid like last pick because Malamar could Topsy-Turvy the Draco Meteor debuffs and make them buffs. Or you could just run Dugtrio, have a Choice Banded Sucker Punch come out. And honestly, Dugtrio is pretty fast all on its own, so you could just go for an Iron Head or an Earthquake if it's the last Pokemon you have on your team. Or even Specs Dedenne, I guess. So yeah, with all that being said, let's actually see how we do in a real battle. I really have no clue. Alright, the first victim here is running Typhlosion, Whimsicott, Meowscarada, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Farigiraf, and Primarina. Now I feel like Typhlosion fell off a lot. There's definitely a Pokemon you don't see anymore. And we also have Whimsicott, which is pretty solid. Farigiraf definitely fell off since this is not really its regulation. It's actually better in stronger formats, surprisingly. What do I want to do here? Malamar's definitely pretty solid here. But Tailwind is the main thing screwing everything up. I feel like Typhlosion is actually like the worst Pokemon for us to see. But I think we actually bring Dugtrio in the back. I think we go with the Ninetales trio. And Dugtrio can help us if we mess up against Typhlosion, as long as it's not in the Tailwind, I think. Okay, my opponent leads Typhlosion and Whimsicott. I think this is fine for us though, because what boost is Wimps? I don't know what Tailwind boost is, if I'm being honest. Is it 1.5 or is it double? It's double. Okay, so it should be a speed tie, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No Flash Fire because this is Hisuian. So I think this is actually going to be fine for us. Eruption could be scary. I don't know if it takes out Ninetales. I'm not sure. With Terrifier and in the sun, probably Specs, it might. Okay, Tailwind from my opponent, obviously. Hopefully Ninetales could survive this. I really don't think so, but I can hope, and I do. This is perfect, actually. Obviously, Knockoff is not super effective anymore because they Terra'd, but it should still do decent. And then we're just gonna get Heat Wave off. And I'm going to assume that my Leafeon is max speed. So I'm just gonna hope that I win the speed tie next turn. That's just gonna be my hope here. Rigraff comes in, okay. They don't want no priority here. I feel like we instantly lose if we're not faster though, right? So that is a bit scary, but let's just hope that we are faster. That's my best bet. Ah, fuck me. Oh, they went for Infernal Parade though. That is a throw from them, I feel. I get to get the KO. Yeah, nice. Interesting play from my opponent there. I feel like Eruption would have taken both of my Pokemon out from that range? Right? I don't know. Is that wishful thinking? Either way, we're going to get both of our Pokemon in here, which is not bad. We could actually Throat Chop this for Rigraff, make sure it doesn't Hyper Voice anything. And it probably does want to go for Hyper Voice here, actually. But we probably want to Superpower the Ursaluna if I'm being serious. That's the scarier Pokemon of the two. We probably double into it, actually. It is probably faster, though. Well, probably definitely faster, actually. I don't know. I think I just go for Iron Head. Oh, what's gonna happen here? That's the question. Is it Earth Power into Malamar? Blood Moon. Okay. Yeah, no shot we're living that shit. Our Terra wouldn't have saved us, so we lost this guaranteed. I guess the best thing I could have done was Earthquake. Like if I protect Earthquake, I guess. Even then, it's kind of like, whatever. I actually like my Steel typing here. No, I don't. Let's hope I get the crit, and they don't expect the Terra, and they just went for a ground type move, and I hope I live somehow. It's a lot of ifs, right? But I mean, this is a fast battle, right? I don't know. I couldn't do anything. Just Helping Hand boosted Ursaluna's kind of strong here. Earth Power. Dugtrio does not live that. No shot. Alright. Alright, the next opponent. Running another team that's not really common, I would say. Skeledirge, Pawmite, Glade, Annihilate, Grimmsnarl, Incineroar. I definitely think the Sun mode here is very strong, so we're going to be doing that again. And what do I want us to last? The Denny's honestly pretty good here. Fairy typing is good into most of his team. And Electric, it's good into the other half pretty much, so yeah. Alright, my opponent leads Glade and Grimmsnarl. Who is scarier here? I don't know what to expect. Grimmsnarl is a very scary Pokemon because it could literally be anything. Scary Face, it could be a lot of things here. I could get greedy though. And I think that's what I want to do here. I think we're gonna Fake Tears Grimmsnarl, and we're gonna Heat Wave. And we're just not gonna question anything in life. Okay, so far we've done the right play. Let's see. Skeledirge comes out, that's fine. I have knockoff for Skeledirge here. It's not going for a prankster move here. Okay. Heat Wave comes out. Grimmsnarl lives though. Interesting. I don't know if my opponent realizes, but they're not prankster on Grimmsnarl. That's obviously not intentional. But where I come from, we say we take those, I guess? Yeah, we take those every day of the week. No more Throat Spray for Skeledirge here. Double Connect. Obviously, it's not going to kill Skeledirge because of the light screen. But, Grimmsnarl with no pranksters. Not something I had on my bingo card. And it wasn't Frisk either, so I guess it's just Pit Pocket. Which is obviously not what you want in that situation. Annihilate's coming in. Okay, this is actually pretty scary here. What do I want to do? Do I just Solar Blade Heat Wave? I have Hypnosis, which is like... I don't know how it works. I'm scared, I don't want to click it. Here's a Solar Blade coming out into this Annihilate. How strong is Leafeon, really? Kapow! Over half? Not bad. Skeledirge goes down, Annihilate's pretty much one shot. Do I think the Denny could take out Annihilate? That's the only question. They connect Stone Edge. I live. I didn't expect that. This team is actually doing surprisingly better than I thought. I have to be honest. Okay, and we're just gonna go for a knockoff on Glade, or Solar Beam Heat Wave, I guess. I think our Pokemon in the back can deal with one Annihilate, right? So we're just gonna drop a Solar Blade. And Heat Wave has just been doing great. Oh, okay, they caught me. I still think this is probably gonna one-shot. Unless you're sashed. I mean, if it did damage to Annihilate, Glade has no chance, right? Unless it's sashed, like I said. Oh, it did live. Heat Wave gets blocked. Nice from my opponent. Looks like they're running an in-game team. I don't know. Stone Edge on Annihilate is not something you see commonly. And they just Drain Punch my 1 HP Pokemon. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's an in-game team based on what I've seen, though. And the Dene Dazzling Gleam is actually gonna probably clean up the game here. Depending on how fast everything is here. I actually don't know the Dene's base speed. What is the Dene working with? Oh, the Dene is fast. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. And I didn't even click Terra this whole any battle. That's insane. Ooh, Terra from my opponent. Did I speak too soon? Delayed. Terra Fairy. That's not gonna really save you here. I gotta be honest, a Fire Blast is still gonna hurt. Granted, it can miss, but it doesn't. I mean, that's a cool move. You never see Fire Blast, right? Who sees Fire Blast? That's like exclusive content here. What's gonna happen here? Dazzling Gleam comes out. Goodbye. They could have Wide Guard, and that could have been a throw for me. I don't know if Wide Guard persists if the person faints. But yeah, that was a quick video using a pretty unorthodox team. If you made it to the end, consider subscribing. And with that being said, this is DeltaNien out. Peace.